Let's go. Let's do this. Come on, people. Come on, I can't hear you. Let's go. You're live. Let's go. I can't hear you. All right. Wow, this guy's got an ego on him. He's got his own entrance song and everything. I love it. Let's test everyone out. Nice. All right, let's go. Awesome. I wonder if they're going to add a second verse about him slapping Chris. Oh. So this is what's called unprofessional development. I'm going to apologize right off the bat. There's no PowerPoints whatsoever. If you're okay with that, you're good? All right. So this is about playing with the inner child and having fun and being joyous and being wonderful. So I love the way that you're standing up for the warm-up. I love the way that you're standing up for the warm-up. Do I want you sitting for the warm-up or standing? Great job setting the example. Great. How many of you are like, I don't want to stand up, but if you're doing it, then I'll do it? So I want you to feel your inner child that played today. So today I brought a laser with me. And this laser goes, wah, 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 and it's going to chop off your heads. So you do what you think is best. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Nice. So as I'm looking around the crowd, I see some people ducking. I see some people smiling. I saw one person a little over there, they're like Matrix, like zzz. And then I saw somebody standing like this. Because the voice in their head went, there's no laser. That voice is the same one that goes, I'm fun with my kids. No, you're not, but it's okay. So I have another laser with me, and this one goes, zzz, zzz, zzz. And it's going to chop off your feet, so you do whatever you feel is best. Zoo, 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 zoo. Wah, 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 wah. Zoo, zoo, zoo. Wah, wah, wah. Zoo, zoo, zoo. Nice. Give yourselves a round of applause. Wong zhu, 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 wong zhu. Wong zhu, wong zhu, wong zhu, wong zhu. Sonic boom! All right, that was for the Street Fighter peeps. All right, roll your heads around. Let's do some stretching. Don't worry, I'll get you seated as fast as possible. I know you don't like to sit at all. Ready? Roll your head around. Go the other way. Roll your shoulders forward. This is called silly stretching. Roll your shoulders back. 2 hands on your belly. Your own belly, miss. Thank you. Okay, cool. And ready? Big belly breath in. Breathe in. Big belly breath out. Breathe out. Big belly breath in, breathe in, make your belly big. And I love carbs. And breathe out, make your belly small. Okay, arms back and forth, hit as many people as you can. Well, if I tell you not to hit the person next to you, what's the only thing that your inner child wants to do? All right, awesome. And let's do some hip stretching. And bring it around town. Who remembers SpongeBob? Bring it around town. Awesome. There you go. All right, and let's do some energy work. Rub your hands together. Anybody know what Reiki is? Energy work? Awesome. Rub your knuckles together. Rub your knuckles. Rub your knuckles. Now cup your hands. Awesome. You don't have to clap yet. It's okay. And then pull your hands apart. And now just be. And be present to what's going on in between your hands. Nodding or shaking your head? No, let me know. Does anybody feel anything between their hands? How many of you feel like an energy, like a pushing, pulling? How many of you are looking at somebody next to you going like this, playing with energy, and you're like, I don't feel anything, but people around you are like, oh! So now pull your hands apart even more, and give yourself a hug, and close your eyes, and take a breath in, and say, I love you, me. And now take your hands apart, switch them the other side, close your eyes, think about yourself as a preschooler, think about your inner child that loves to play, breathe in. Say, I love you, me. Awesome. And let's do some knee circles, little rotations. Anybody ever tear like a meniscus? ACL, PCL, MC Hammer? Okay. So I don't want you to do that. Me working in early childhood, keep going. Me working in preschool class for 15 years, I've seen a child run off and the teacher goes something and I could just hear like in slow motion, like the meniscus. So we're gonna warm up our knees so that if you have to chase after one of your kids or move around, you're not gonna get hurt. So just little knee circles in one direction and then go the other way. Miss, little knee circle, we're not doing this, okay? We're not, again, it's okay, it's the cameras there. We're not doing this, no. We're not doing this isn't the club, we're not making anything clap, okay? We're just moving around a little bit. Okay, have a seat. Awesome. How many of you are like, what's a Wang Chung? I'm not sure either. Alrighty. Where is my buddy? Here we go. How many of you have seen this video? Yeah, so this is what I call a pattern interrupt video. How many of you ever have something happen in the morning? Like you break your little toe, you stub it, you spill something on yourself, and then your brain, the voice in your head goes, there goes what? There goes my day, takes half a second. And then you spend the rest of the day trying to find evidence to see how bad your day is. Because what if you considered you didn't have a bad day, you had a bad moment that stretched out to a bad day? Anybody ever had a bad moment that stretched out into a bad hour, a bad week, bad month? Bad marriage, I get it, absolutely. Some people raising their hands, that's fine. So I don't trust the voice in my head. How many of you have a voice in your head, one that talks at you, evaluates you, tells you have at least 1 pound of weight to lose every single day? How many of you have a second voice in your head that kicks on going, why are you being mean to this person? They're doing the best that they can. And then a third voice going, who the heck is everybody in here? Get out! So my voice in my head talks at me all the time. It's like that annoying relative that we have to see twice a year because Hallmark says so. By the way, when that relative comes to you, do they say, oh, you look amazing? Or the first thing they do, they look at you and go, oh, it looks good on you. And you go, what? And they're like, the weight. They're very sneaky. So would you take advice from that person? No, but we're taught to take advice from the voice in our head. And that voice in our head is designed to be one thing. If I say up, you say. If I say left, you say. If I say stop, you say. Congratulations, you all have oppositional defiance disorder. Give yourselves a round of applause. Look how happy you are. How many of you, the oppositional voice in your head went, no, I don't, and there it is. By the way, when I said up, why did everybody say down? Nobody said stairs. Nobody said yours. Some of these are thinkers, it's okay. I said left, everybody said right, nobody said handed. I said stop, nobody went hammer time. Nobody went in the name of love before you break. Because consider for a moment, we're designed to be oppositional. How long did it take you? When I said up, you said down. How long did it take you? I yelled up. Did you go, Up, down. Did you do that? So it's automatic some of the things that come out of our brain. And what I do is when the voice in my head starts talking at me, I don't want to listen to it, so I've trained myself to pull up fun videos so that I can experience joy and happiness, and then a minute goes by, I forget what I was upset about, and I go on with my day. For example.
So you want to see what I got? I'm so ready. Okay. This is part of my birthday joy, still rejoicing in my birthday. And so here's what I got. I'm going to take it out of the box. And I can't wait to show you. Okay, I'm going to put it on. So here it is. It may be a little tight. It may be tight on me. I got to undo it just a little bit. Oh, they finished it, people.
It takes her the whole keynote to open it, just letting you know. We're going to wrap up with this. I'm kidding. All right, I'm going to fast forward this a little. Wow. She's still opening it.
So, here we go. I got to take a few glasses for oh, naturally. Okay, here we go. So, yes! Now watch when my mouth actually moves.
My favorite part of the video isn't the mask, it's her laughter. It's her joy. So I'd like to create a little bit of laughter. Would anybody like to come up and try one? So now, you just have to come up and be the first one up here. So no, there you go. Oh, we got a race, we got a race, we got a race, we got a race. Here we go! Nice! Winner! Nice! Awesome! There you go, you got a high five.
Okay.
Awesome.
Can I fix my shoe?
You can fix your shoe, absolutely. Isn't it more fun to see to that? There you go. So I gained 1 fan and 6 non-fans right now. They're in the evaluation. I ran all the way to the front. Okay, here you go. And I cleaned it. I give it a little hot to So there you go. So it's nice and clean for you. It's fine. Wait, there you go. Put it on. Here, now, do you know how it works? You got to put your chin underneath it. And here, come right over here. And hopefully this microphone works. Does this mic work, sir? Woo! Does this mic work? There you go. That's called a pattern interrupt and behavior mastery, and it actually worked. And how do you feel about are you excited for the conference going to be going on today? All right, give her a round of applause. Give me that back. There you go. Enjoy. How many of you just heard your inner child go, but I would have come up if I would have known that that's not way. Everyone, you know where the ambulance is? You know the ambulance? That's a taste of your inner child just coming out and playing. I learned a long time ago when I had adults in my life that told me to grow up. I looked at their faces and I'm like, yeah, I don't want that. So I let my inner child keep on playing and playing and playing. I talk to my inner child all the time. When I work with my kids, we do the inner child and the energy hugs, because if I have a child that doesn't hug themselves, I've seen kids just keep their hands down. I've seen kids that will say no, they don't hug themselves. I had one kid say, I hate you, me, to himself. And for me, that's a flag, because if you're a person, even in here right now, if you're a person that chose not to hug yourself, and just get that, you chose not to hug yourself, If you chose not to hug yourself, there's nothing wrong with you. There just may have been an emotional moment in your life that snuck in there called trauma. Have you ever heard of it? And then it goes all the way in the back of your head. Like it could have been one time that one kid in here was 3 and mom and dad are in an argument and mom's like, that's it, I'm leaving, I need to take a breather. And she goes outside just for a walk or for a smoke or whatever, but the brain doesn't know. The brain just went, oh, mommy left me, she doesn't love me, you're not lovable. Now let me put that in the back of your head so you can never access that. And then 20, 30, 40 years from now, every relationship from that point on, someone gives you love, attention, oh, someone says I love you, your brain goes, wrong, they're lying to me, they're going to deceive me, and then they break up with that person, and then you're left there going, why can't I get in a relationship? It's because the little inner child is hurt. And if you want to learn about inner child work and reparenting, I'm not the specialist. The specialist is Gabor Mate, G-A-B-O-R-M-A-T-E. By the way, they gave out evaluation forms that if you want to drop them off later, but there's also doodle pads on there. If you want to write notes before you drop off the evaluation form, take a picture of it, because if something pops up in your head, it could benefit you. Finish this sentence talking about oppositional. You get what you get. Yeah, how long did it take you? It's immediate. So I want you just to consider, anytime you have an immediate response to something, it's not you. It's not the beautiful human being that chose to go into a preschool or go into a family childcare or downstairs, whatever, and take care of other people's kids. There's a part of you that's a beautiful human being, but then there's also your brain. And your brain is automatic. I said up, you said down. I said left, you said right, it takes a second, so just try on. Whenever you have a reaction that's immediate, it's not you, it's your brain. And you can change your brain just like you can change other things in your body. How do we say you get what you get and you don't get upset to the kids? When one of the kids, I want 5 more minutes on the computer. Do you look at the child and go, my darling, my love, you get what you get. And you don't get upset. Namaste. Would you like to go to a set? We don't say that. We get you what you get, and you don't get upset. Consider we say things to kids that don't benefit the kids because we get something out of it. Are you making good choices today? Are you making good choices? How many of you have said that? Be honest. And the kid looks at you confused. Like, how many have kids that look at you like, I made 38 choices in the last half hour. Can you be a little more specific? How many of you have somebody that doesn't listen to you at home? Is it that they don't listen to you, or they listen to you all the time because you follow them from room to room to room, saying the same thing over and over, but they're not doing what you want them to do? How many of you have looked at one of your kids? Are you being a good listener today? Do you have your listening ears on? The kid's like, you're 2 feet away from me. Do I need to get my hearing checked? Why are you always so concerned about how good my hearing is? Do you have your listening ears on? Like, lady, I hear you when you're across the room in that corner where the camera can't see you, when you're voice texting your friends instead of paying attention to me. So oh, I'm sorry. Those of you that are laughing are laughing. Those of you that are uncomfortable are like, I got to find another spot in the room. Okay, cool. But why do we say that? Why do we say things to kids that don't make sense and expect them to understand? When did listening and following directions mean the same thing? Are you being a good listener? Yep, you just said am I being a good listener? Cool, we're good. Can I go play? But we don't do that. We say, are you being a good listener? Our brains go, why aren't you following my directions? The kid's confused. We don't explain to them. Anybody noticing this? Do you know why you do this? Very simple, dopamine. How many of you like to be wrong? Raise your hand. How many of you like to be right? Raise your hand. Yeah, I didn't even say about what. You notice, oh, I want to be right. What? Why? Because unfortunately, sometimes dopamine is the only way that we feel alive. The more you have cut yourself off from your inner child and having fun and playing, your trauma scars over and it hardens you. How many of you, it used to be, I can't wait to see my kids. Now it's, I can't wait till it's 6 o'clock. I get it. I absolutely get it. It makes sense. So consider that when you are saying to a child, you get what you get and you don't get upset, are you making good choices? You're not doing it to benefit the child at all, and it's okay. You're doing it because you feel like you're right. You make the child wrong. That's two communications that the brain sends to the body to get a hit of dopamine. How many of you use your cell phones and you scroll, and every single time you scroll, it's right? Insta, TikTok, dopamine. We are our own drug dealers, and we get high on our own supply all the time. And I watch The Wire. That's not good, apparently. How many of you said this to your kids? No, thank you. No, thank you. And the kid's like, I don't know how to play. How do I play this? No, you're welcome? Like, how does this work? Like, what are we doing here? No, thank you, Joey. Like, does that make does the child learn, oh, no, oh, now I know what I was doing wrong? No. What if you were driving and you got pulled over? You get 2 knocks on your window. License and registration. No, thank you. And you're sitting there like, what did I just do? Good thing I put the beer down. Root beer, of course. Root beer, A&W. And then they come back. Here's 2 tickets. No, thank you. And they walk away. Did you learn anything? No. So just consider next time you hear yourself, no, you get what? You can make a choice to be responsible and take a breath and come up with something else. Come up with something else, maybe that's not immediately oppositional. Oh, sorry, you can keep singing. Here, let's try a little thing. Here we go. Nice. I'm doing different. Oh, keep going. I don't want to. If you want to keep on singing, don't let me stop you. How many of you have a horrible singing voice? How many of you have a horrible singing voice? You go to a concert, you meet 10,000 other people with horrible singing voices, and you all sing together, and it becomes one big, beautiful, horrible singing voice. So what I offer you is join in, and let's create win-win so that we can connect with everybody. Let's try this one. Ready? Let's hear it. Never meant to make your daughter cry. All right, since you like to sing, I'm trying to be the Weird Al of early childhood, so let's see if you like this song, and if you can guess who that special boy is. Oh, let me lower it. And the words are there even if you don't know how to sing. Maybe you might recognize the theme, the song. Maybe I'm going to get sued. You'll never know. There's a kid at your school that doesn't listen to you. He always runs around his room. Just treat him the same, you're told. You know who this is, I assume. It's him. It's him. You know he's the one. It's me! It's me! The director's son! Oh. Just treat him the same. Yeah, put that down. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. I'm going to call your mother. She's right there. Okay, all right, fine. How many of you heard inside or you said, aw? So awe is the sound of your heart opening. Awe is where your inner child exists and the connection to it. Your brain doesn't understand awe. Your brain is designed to make you right, keep you safe, make sure you procreate, all that stuff, the automatic things. The heart is designed for so much more. So as you watch this video, notice when I start talking, the awe goes away, and then the brain's like, oh, I gotta process. By the way, I want there to be no learning today, okay? You are not allowed, there's no learning here, okay? This is about fun and play. Read a book or something, I don't know, they still make those. So notice how you feel, and then be present if you like this feeling, because again, this is a pattern interrupt video that if I'm having a bad morning or something's going on or I get somewhere late or our TSA agent gets too friendly or whatever it is, I need to put on a video real quick, and this is one of my favorite ones. Let's reconnect with this kid and notice how you feel. Oop. How many of you have a kid like that in your class? How many of you have a kid like that that's laughing and joyous and wonderful and happy, and then your brain goes, oh, I don't want to get them too riled up because I don't want them to have like too much fun because I'm not going to bring them back. So everybody here is going to get 6 months free of my online course library, which includes Behavior Mastery. It's on Head Start's Academy platform. I'm actually one of Head Start's behavior experts. It's nuts, right? But in there, I want you to take a look at all the amazing things. All the classes are free, and it teaches you how to work with the neurodivergent, exceptional, the ADHD kids, gifted, if that makes sense. How many of you have a kid that like comes into your classroom and they're like this and they're like that, and your brain already goes, oh, they have what? Yeah, like why do you need an IEP? You just diagnosed them right there, right? Oh, sorry. What kind of sound does a chicken make? What kind of sound does a motorcycle make? What kind of sound does a chicken on a motorcycle make? Nice. That's called the do now. How many of you have ever told a group of your kids, I got to talk to the director, like sit there quietly and I'll be right back? How many of you have told your kids to sit there quietly and 5 seconds later it's like, oh, chaos, 100%. For what? So I do an animal, and then I do a vehicle. So I'll be with the kids, and all of a sudden, let's say I got to tie one of the kids' shoes, or I have to step out of the room, but of course I got to keep my foot in the room for ratio. It's very important, because you step out, and you got to put, right? Like if this is a line, like it's so interesting to me, the whole entire ratio. What, like 2 feet in your ratio, and then like 1 foot out, you're good to go. 2 feet out, what, the state says no, and then you got to put your foot back for ratio. It sounds like a song. So when I'm talking to the kids, I say, what kind of sound does a dinosaur make? And they go. And then I go, what kind of sound does a speedboat make? And they go. And then I go, what kind of sound does a dinosaur on a speedboat make? And they go. So most of the kids, their brain just short circuits. But then the ADHD kids are like, oh, like that. Does everyone know what the last words are? Anybody? Take on me, take me on, I'll be gone in a day or two. Listen. I don't hear it either. I don't know what they're talking about. Okay. So remember we talked about ratio? So I actually just made a song right now in the process of thinking about it. I didn't pre-plan this at all, so. 2 feet in your ratio, 1 foot out, still good to go. 2 feet out and state says no, put your foot back for a ratio. In your ratio, 1 foot out, still good to go. 2 feet out. State says no. Put your foot back for ratio. Now you can totally not do this, and you cannot let your inner child play. You can clap, but if you want to stand up and do this, all you're doing is you're moving. I'm literally just asking you to go like this, and I know that might be too tough for you, but that's okay. So everybody stand up. 2 feet in your ratio, 1 foot in, still good to go. 2 feet out, state says no, put your foot back for ratio. 2 feet in your ratio, 1 foot in, still good to go. 2 feet out, state says no, put your foot back for ratio. No, don't do that, you'll get sued. All right, you're all right, have a seat, you're awesome. Keep going, have a seat, stand up, I don't know, do whatever you want. Okay. Another pattern interrupt video. Notice the awe. I'm going to lower the chime sound. How many of you are just like, I should have this for me? Notice how you feel. Notice your heart opening. Send this video to your significant other. It's like, I want this every day that I come back from school. Oh, you baby. All right, everybody roll your head around. Let's do some neck stretching. Anybody have neck pain? Not pain in the neck, but neck pain? Awesome. Now, if anybody's filming, feel free to film as much as you can. Hashtag the conference. I think it's AEYC 2025, I'm assuming. And if you happen to be using a phone and your flash is on, do me a favor and shut it off. I'm not talking about, okay, awesome, there you go. All right, I'm talking to one specific person. I appreciate you for that. So, all right, roll your head around. And now go the other way. Nice. All right, look up, look down, look up, look down, look up, look down, look left, over here, ear to your shoulder, switch, switch, and switch, and switch. Awesome. All right, how many of you, your neck feels a little bit looser? Tremendous. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna strengthen our neck muscles, because I don't want you to be the person that if you hear one of your kids yell or scream or whatever, and then you all of a sudden look over here and your neck like goes that way. Anybody ever like look in a certain direction and they feel like their neck like subluxated out? So if your neck muscles aren't strong, your vertebrae are gonna fly over the place. Anybody ever been sitting in a car parked and somebody's texting in the car behind, even if they hit you, you know, a good 10 miles per hour, your neck still goes back and forth. You're like those crash test dummies. So I want you to have strong necks, and it'll take you a whole 30 seconds to do this. So take one hand. Ever give yourself a biff? Remember biffs in school, or you biff somebody? So go like this, and now take a deep breath in, breathe out, push your head into your hand, and your hand into your head. Awesome. And now relax. How many of you felt your neck muscles tighten? Now take your hand and put it behind the back of your head, and now push your head into your hands into your head. Push, 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 and relax. Awesome. Take one hand, put on the side of your head, breathe in, breathe out, push. Feeling the tension and the tightness in your neck. And back. Let's go the other way. Breathing, 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 and back. Awesome. Now check in with your neck. Okay, cool. Now that's the strengthening part. Took you 30 seconds. How many of you know if you took 30 seconds out of your day, maybe you're in the shower, 5 seconds, maybe you're driving at a red light, you're like, I'm strengthening my neck. They're like, whatever, weirdo. So How many of you, if you know, 30 seconds of this will help you? How many of you, your voice in your head goes, you should do that every day? Then another voice goes, great, you don't need to write it down, you'll remember. And then your heart goes, you never remember anything. So what I offer you is anything that you enjoy today, write it down in the evaluation form or put it in your calendar, you have your phones out anyway, and just type in neck. And then daily reminder so that when it pops up in the morning, you'll look at it and be like, cool. And then you can actually strengthen your neck or make a choice, I'm not gonna do it or I'll do it later. But at least you'll remember, if that makes sense. All right, we're gonna stretch our neck now. So look up and we're gonna do something called baby bird. When you do baby bird, it's like mama bird's gonna feed you some food and you're like this and you're going, like that, try it, How many of you feel your neck muscles right here working? These are your SCM, your sternocleidoid mastoid muscles. Whenever you go like this, it's like, do you remember Thanksgiving? Remember seeing somebody at the Thanksgiving table that they have that like gobbled neck thing going and you're like, you should be on the table, not next to me. But you know what I'm saying? They're that, not this thing, but this one. How many of you are like checking right now? Like I see people in the back like, I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, so if you do this 10, 15 times a day, your SCM muscles tighten and they strengthen and they slowly pull your skin back so that this disappears. And I'm looking around the room and people are like, Notice the first time I just suggested something, the second time I gave you a reason why it benefits you, and then you took that action. So consider with the kids in your life and the people in your life, to create an opportunity for them to take an action means you gotta figure out what's win-win for them, because we've been programmed in win-lose. Most people, for someone to win, someone has to lose. I was listening to this one brilliant poet laureate. He said one time, if you're not first, you're last. It's Ricky Bobby's dad. Very, very important. Right. It's also a good office manager. Some of you are like, what? Okay. Take your head and drop it over to one side. And notice, don't pull your head. Just let it just drop over. How many of you already feel tightness and stretching in your neck? Right? Luckily, if you're like me and you have a nice little chunk of fat right here to kind of nestle like a nest, good for you. If you have one of those chiseled jaws, well, you know, you people eat a carb. You know, they're really yummy. Okay, now if you want to even feel more of a stretch, see if my head's going this way, take this hand and point it. And notice when you're pointing, it's just opening up all this area. Now breathe in and point. Now I'm going to let you know your brain is going to start talking at you and sabotaging you and telling you to stop stretching. Your body and your heart probably wants this. One more time, breathe in and point. Another thing to consider, if you're a person in here, because I can't really see with the lights, it looks like I have 4 Harley Davidsons coming at me. But just consider for a moment, one more time, point and open up all that fascia, the membrane between your skin and your muscles, fascia. Okay, grab your head, lift it gently up. Okay, move it around and drop it over to the other side, just like that. And same thing. And now feel the stretching happening in your neck. And now breathe in. Let's do a little John Travolta, staying alive. Everybody go, ooh, 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 staying alive, staying alive. Now point down and point. And notice all that opening up. And breathe in and breathe out. The voice in your head may have stopped you from standing and stretching and playing. The voice in your head may have stopped you from doing this stretch. One more time, breathe in, breathe out, and point. Does the voice in your head stop you in life, and why do you listen to it? Breathe in, breathe out. Lift your hand like this and lift up like that. Check in with your neck. Awesome. One more stretch for the back of the neck. Take your hands, put them behind like this. Oh, I saw one person go like this, so they must have had a fun life. Cool, good for you. I don't judge, have a party. Breathe in and breathe out and tuck your chins gently. I only have one chin. Well, you can figure something out. And if you feel this just to your neck, okay, that's not bad. If you feel this to the mid part of your back, consider a stretch or two once or twice a week. If you feel this going all the way down to your lower back or the top of your hips, your butt cheeks, consider doing this stretch every day. One more breath in and breath out. Nice. Okay. I'm going to show you a beautiful video about win-win, and it gives you an opportunity to go into your phone and to type into your phone, neck stretch, breathe, any reminder. If you can just put one reminder into your phone or your calendar, and you have it for the whole week, it'll actually interrupt the pattern of you doing the same things over and over and over again. How many of you do the What's the Weather song 4 or 5 days in a row when the weather hasn't changed? How many of you know your circle time is boring by the expressions of the kid? What's the weather? What's the weather? And then one of the kids it's sunny there, Ron Burgundy, can we keep on moving? It's a great laugh. If I find kids in my classes with great laughs, I try to get them to laugh as much as possible. Okay, so we got a basketball game here. And this basketball game is between two teams that, they're supposed to play win-lose. That's how you play. Number 25 throws the ball to this kid over here. Let me just make sure I have sound on this video. All right, cool. And then number 10, what does he do? He shoots the ball into the hoop. All right, now, number 10 already, he hit the rim. That's awesome. You hear air ball before the ball even left my hands. So he didn't get the ball into the hoop. So now another kid on that same team got it. But number 50 is going to help number 0 get the ball into the hoop. Now, I'm going to hit play, and I want you to notice, where do you feel this? Do you feel this in your brain, or do you hear, aww, and do you hear your heart just opening again? Now, I promise you he'll get the ball into the hoop, but not this time. So now number 50 tried to help number 0, and then number 10 got the rebound. Now number 10, this child, in my opinion only, IMO for you kids, this child is so programmed in win-lose, he's an amazing basketball player. Meaning, nothing is going to get in his way of getting the ball into the hoop. Even if somebody else is trying to help somebody, because it doesn't matter, it doesn't exist, he doesn't see it. He's all about win-lose. Know anybody in life like that? How many of you know somebody in life, if they saw a toy on the ground, they'd walk by and go, that toy has a place, it shouldn't be there, somebody should pick it up. And then they'd come back 2 seconds later, why is that thing still there? No one's being respectful. Why aren't people respectful like that? And then all this, it builds up, and then the third time, why didn't anybody pick this up? And then another teacher walks by and goes and just picks it, how you doing? Picks it up and puts it over there, and now that teacher doesn't get that endorphin rush. So there's people in life, they're stuck in win-lose. They don't even realize it. If you know, or you might accidentally be, if you're a human being that chooses to make others wrong. What did I tell you? What did we talk about? Why do I have to repeat myself? I already told you that 6 years ago. You should remember. If you're a person that does that, it's okay. I get it. Your heart's closed. Something happened. After today, you get 3 months of free coaching from me, Zoom or on the phone, so I can take 15, 20 minutes with you. We can figure out when was that time where you shut your heart off accidentally, but you're still showing up. Now, your brain is not going to want me to talk to you. If you notice yourself crossing your arms right now and leaning back, your brain has no interest in having a conversation with me. Unfortunately, when you cross your arms, you're covering your heart too. So you get to make a magical choice to reach out and let me have a conversation, because if you used to come in, I can't wait to see my kids, and now it's I can't wait to, it's 6 or 3, the only thing that changed was you. And you get to be responsible about it. I was watching this amazing documentary. Oh my goodness, I forgot about it. It was about a boy who was a scientist. He's 15, he's going to school to learn how to be a scientist. Brilliant. He gets bitten by a radioactive spider. right in the back of the, and then he starts, all this web starts shooting out of his hands, and he had a battle with Dr. Octavius. Okay, so it was Spider-Man. But in that movie, every time they remake it, what is the continuous line that they say? With great what? With great power comes great responsibility, over and over. So that really means this. The amount of power you want to have in your life is all determined on the amount of responsibility. If you choose to be 100% responsible in your life, what's not being responsible? Going to a nutritionist, going to a personal trainer, asking them for their professional opinion. They spend time giving you a routine and a program, but no, do you do it their way? Wow. Or how many of you do it your way? 3 cheat days a week is fine. And then if you would have done it their way, you would have gotten their results for you, but you did it your way, so you get your results, but you don't take that responsibility. You blame them. What do they know with their chiseled jaw and their Hawaiian buns on their stomach, right? So what I ask you is one thing to do that human beings don't like to do at all. Be responsible. I'm going to let that sit so you feel awkward for a second. By the way, I don't want you to do anything. I don't want you to make any changes. I don't want you to believe a single word that I say. That's the most important. Don't believe anything that I say. But if something in your heart happens to hear something and it resonates, put it in your memory banks, and then 2 or 3 months from now when you start doing it and you think you came up with it, awesome. And then you take it on yourself. That's why I don't want learning. I just want to have fun and joy here. Oop. All right, let's try something else. The audio's just going a bit. All right. Right? I don't know what's going on. No worries. Okay, cool. All right, let's go back to the video. So number 25 is going to get the ball. What do you think he's going to do? He is a person that's aware of win-win. What do you think he's going to do? He's going to try to shoot the ball. He's going to pass it. God, how many of you would shoot the ball? How many of you would shoot the ball, but you don't want to raise your hand because other people around you that would shoot the ball as well are going to be judging you, so you don't judge? How many of you don't like to be judged? Raise your hands. And the real people that don't like to be judged aren't raising their hands because they don't want to be judged by the people that are going to be judging them for raising them. By the way, here's the crazy part. There's people in this room that haven't taken actions in their life because they're afraid of being judged by other adults who are not happy. How many people have a passion, have a joy, have a dream? How many used to play video games or used to run or jump or swing or do gymnastics or sew or do whatever? And then somebody either told you to grow up, or one of the worst things I've heard, if you can't make money doing it, you shouldn't do it. Said by people that are miserable and not happy. So what I offer you is be responsible, that from this day on, you are the one that determines your own happiness, and if there's something that you used to love to do, then I offer you, start doing it. How many of you have somebody, they're not even on the planet anymore, they're gone, but you're still not dating the person you want to date, going on vacation, going to do the things that makes your heart happy, because your brain is programmed. And your brain is the program of, if they saw you doing this, they'd what? What's the program? They'd roll over in their, how many of you look, oh my God, like somebody come up to you. If you're going to go on America's Got Talent, that's what, they'd roll over in their graves. I'm here to tell you, it's impossible. Do you know how tight those graves are? I mean, you're like this, there's no movement, they're half bone anyway, it's impossible. Okay, that's, all right, whatever. Some of you just got uncomfortable. Meanwhile, you're not in the grave. By the way, my inner child always requests chocolate milk for my workshops because whenever I drink chocolate milk, yay. This is who I get to become. Want to see a magic trick? Okay, here we go. Thank you. Okay. So now notice again, the heart's about to open. Now, the last thing I want you to do before I'm going to let the video play so your heart can go, aw, notice you're leaning in now, is watch number 10. Again, this is a human being that I believe is so stuck and trapped in win-lose, they don't even know that win-win is happening. It could be a person that when they see too much joy or happiness on a human being, they start shutting it down. Doesn't have to be that way. Unfortunately, you chose that sometimes a long time ago, and there's ways to break through all this stuck patterns. If I say up, you say. So if you said down, just consider you're still stuck. If you said something else, welcome. Do you see that? One more time. Look at number 10. Like he doesn't even have a choice. The second the ball's gonna go, he's gonna go. Okay. By the way, could this kid have run over and knocked the ball out of his hands? He's on the other team. Absolutely, but does he? No. He understands win-win is happening. Could Zuckerberg Jr. over here run and knock the ball? Meta. And right, but it doesn't. Because he's aware of what's happening. Ask yourself this question. I'm going to give you a question to ask yourself. You're not allowed to follow me, by the way. Ask yourself this question. In your brain, ready? I wonder what my next thought will be. Ask yourself right now in your brain, I wonder what my next thought will be. What happens? How many of you just went blank? Raise your hand. How many of you just went, what? How many of you just went, oh, it's been sounding like my mother for 20 years. So when you say, I wonder what my next thought will be, this is why the brain shuts off. Because wonder is not part of your brain. Wonder is the department of the heart. I wonder what my next thought will be. I wonder what I have for breakfast. I wonder who I'll meet tonight at the conference. I wonder this. And then your brain's like, wonder, transferring to the brain, and it moves it right out. Because sometimes we get into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, and something happens and we're about to respond. If you can for a moment just ask yourself as you look at this child, by the way, why do we say things, you get what you get and you don't get? Like, how do our kids greet us in the morning? When we walk into our classroom, do our kids look up off their foot? What's up? Like, do they do that? No, they go, I didn't see it. So I just went to the bathroom. Ah! Who else treats us like that? Dogs, puppies, when they come home. Why would we choose to treat the kids that love us the most like that? Because if you catch yourself in win-lose, you get to change that. You get to open your heart. So if one of the kids runs up to you and they go, I want 10 more minutes, whatever, blah, you can respond and react in that heightened state. Or you can just go in your brain. Just train yourself. I wonder what my next thought will be. And now all you have is a child in front of you. And then you can take a breath and breathe out. Cold breath. Try a cold breath. Take your tongue, put it behind the back of your bottom teeth. Your tongue, your own tongue, miss, thank you. Okay. Tongue behind the back of your bottom teeth. We're going to do the Princess Bride test. Repeat after me. Ready? Love, true love, is a magical experience. Everyone say marriage. So if you sounded like me, you have the proper tongue positioning. So now, keep your tongue behind the back of your bottom teeth and suck in air through a straw. Try it. And breathe out. One more time. Tongue behind the back of your bottom teeth, suck in air through a straw, and breathe out. And if you notice that cooling sensation, now imagine if somebody just cut you off and you're about to have that reaction. How many of you get cut off when you're driving and then you find yourself this far away from that person's bumper and letting them know you almost got into an accident by you almost getting into an accident? But does our adult brain say you need to drive up their bumper, or is it our inner child that we're sitting there, someone cuts in front of us, and our inner child goes, no cutting! Brrr! Our inner child loves to play so much. So we're going to play, we're going to do some yogarati. So I'm going to teach you how to do a yogarati song, how to teach the kids the high blocks. We start at 2 years young because I believe all kids should learn how to mentally and physically defend themselves. Everybody that fills out the evaluation, and you're going to get your online courses, you're also going to get resources with my book on behavior mastery, with my book on bullying, and all these other free stuff so that you can learn a little bit of my life as well. My bullying book is how I tried to take my own life, didn't do it, tried to take my own life when I was 12. Because of situations happening with bullying in a military academy. So my focus, if you have children that are K-12, read that book, not to them, but read it, learn about it, and consider win-win choices if that makes sense. But when I do yogarati, for example, we do the high block song. So the high block goes to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and the reason we do the high block is to protect our head. So if you join me in doing the high block song, and I'll teach it to you, remember, this is for preschool kids, so you'll get it, I promise you. So, do I want your elbows out like chickens or in like kangaroos? Awesome. I love the way your hands are in front. I love the way your hands are in front. Notice I didn't give any instructions or commands. These are called pre-frames. High block song. Ready, set, go. High block to the sky. High block, way up high. Aya! That's the chorus. Ready, set, go. High block to the sky. High block, way up high. Aya! And for all my helpers that are going to be helping me right now, let's go ahead already, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you practice the high block song with my balls. So, these are awesome. This is the way it's going to go. By the way, these are super, super soft. Can we turn some lights up? Is that a possibility? Awesome. Cool. So go forward, spread out. And just get around the room, ready, set, go. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Hands up like this. I'm going to throw these at you, and I want you to block. When you're done blocking, turn around, help somebody else use yogarati, learn yogarati, and go, aya! And go, aya! There you go, keep going. Where are my people on this side? Where are my helpers on this side? They're totally ignoring you over here. You're totally getting ignored. There you go. Make her, aya! Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, look at her. Look at her. Oh, Miss Matrix over here. And some of the helpers on this side, there's people over here. They're not listening. See what happens when they don't listen? Isn't it annoying? Ready? Ready? Ooh, ooh. Here we go. Are you ready? I don't know if they are. They're at them. Interrupt! Oh, that didn't work. Let's see, who else? Hey! Right there, hey! Hadouken! Okay. Okay. Whew! I should have worked out for this. Just kidding. Okay. By the way, oh, they're still going around. This is chaos. Let's see. I have an idea. Forget it. So, you've been awesome. How many of you have noticed I've changed shirts a bunch of times? How many of you know what's happening? Okay. I love it. It's awesome. Do I have one more? Okay. Oh, I forgot one of the shirts. I'm sorry. Okay. Everybody take a cold breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So I hope to see you this afternoon at some of my workshops. I have a director's workshop, Captain of the Ship. I have a team building one called the Team Heart Experience. And now, since you're doing such a great job with the sing-alongs while I'm trying to catch my breath, let me try one more. Nothing? Okay. No big deal. All right. Where is it? What kind of sound does a chicken make? What kind of sound does a dinosaur make? What kind of sound does a dinosaur with a chicken? All right. So we're going to end with this. As soon as I hear music. How many of you have kids that you sugar them up, give them juice drinks, and then tell them to go lay down for nap? So, I don't like to nap. I don't want to, so this is a little song called I Don't Want to Nap. I want to run and jump and play. I don't want to nap. I want to be a kid today. When they sugar me up and they say lay down and all I want to do is be a clown. They want me to grow up and I ask why. You need to grow up is the biggest lie. I don't want to nap. I want to run and jump and play. I don't want to nap. I want to be a kid today. There's life in my eyes and joy in my soul. I want to be a clown and lose control. I want to behave, I shine true with my heart. You know you're having fun when you let out a I don't want to nap. I want to run and jump and play. I don't want to nap. I want to be a kid today. Thank you so much for you playing. You sang, you moved, you stretched. You're awesome. I appreciate you. Have an awesome rest of your conference. Drop off the evaluations on the floor or wherever you want. I love you all. Go and have fun. Oh, I want to get a selfie. Let's see everybody. Let me hear you scream. Everyone say ECE, 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 ECE. That's your chant. I love you all. Have a great day. Be a clown. You need to grow up is the biggest lie.